All right, let's get right into it. For decades, Nigeria has been caught in this devastating security crisis. But what if the answer isn't what we think it is? What if it's not about more soldiers or fancier weapons? What if the key to stopping all this violence is actually hiding in plain sight in the way money moves around the country?
So near the end of 2025, we saw the classic response play out. The U.S. military launched strikes against militants. A big show of force, meant to disrupt their operations, bring some peace. It's the textbook response, right? The one we always expect to see.
But what happened right after tells a totally different story. Just one day after those strikes, kidnapping started. 2 days later, more kidnappings. Then, on New Year's Eve, a massacre by Boko Haram. New Year's Day, 7 farmers were murdered. And the day after that, another 24 people were either killed or abducted. I mean, it was just a week of absolute nonstop terror.
So what does this all add up to? 10 days after this major intervention, you have 47 people dead and over 35 kidnapped. And this brings us to the big, frustrating question. After all this time, all this effort, why isn't military force actually solving this crisis?
Well, to get to the bottom of this, you have to understand that this isn't just about ideology anymore. This is business. Kidnapping in Nigeria has exploded into a massive, profitable industry. In fact, it's the country's most lucrative criminal enterprise.
Look, for years, the strategy has been the same old story. Send in the troops, buy more drones, pass tougher laws. And yet, the attacks just keep coming. And the reason why is actually pretty simple. We've been fighting the symptoms, the violence itself, while completely ignoring the disease that's causing it.
So what is the disease? It's money. Specifically, it's cold, hard, untraceable cash. That is the lifeblood of these criminal networks. If you really want to understand what's going on, you have to follow the ransom money.
And the scale of this, it's just staggering. Get this. Between May 2023 and April 2024, that's just 1 year, there were 2.24 million recorded cases of kidnapping for ransom. Just let that number sink in. That isn't a statistic. It's millions of families, millions of lives, completely torn apart.
And this is why they do it. The average ransom paid for each victim was 2.7 million naira. We're not talking about a side hustle here. This is a highly organized, multi-billion naira industry that's built on nothing but human misery.
And that cash, it doesn't just vanish into thin air. No, it's the fuel for the entire fire. It's used to fund bigger terrorist operations, to pay off local warlords in what they call blood taxes, and to launder all the money they make from stolen goods and livestock. It powers the whole criminal economy.
But then, in 2023, something happened, completely by accident. A government policy that had nothing to do with security created this incredible real-world experiment. And for a little while, everything we thought we knew about this crisis was flipped completely on its head.
See, the government rolled out this cashless policy to redesign the currency. It was supposed to be a financial reform. That's it. But what it actually did was accidentally shine a giant spotlight on the single greatest weakness these violent groups have.
And oh man, the effects were instant and they were dramatic. At the peak of this policy, there were zero recorded cash ransom payouts. Kidnappers got so desperate, they started demanding payment in goods, gold, motorcycles, even livestock. Corrupt officials started panicking, literally abandoning huge bags of old cash in public. And because any transaction that did happen left a digital trail, making arrests got a whole lot easier.
You don't have to take my word for it. Listen to what Sani Tukur from the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit said. He summed it up perfectly. These guys live and die by cash. If you take away their ability to get that ransom money, you basically put them out of business. So the experiment worked. It actually worked. But, and this is the craziest part, the policy was dropped. And guess what happened the second that physical cash started flowing again? Yep, the kidnappings, the violence, all of it came roaring right back. The connection could not be more clear.
And this really gets to the heart of the matter. We have to completely shift our thinking. Military force keeps failing where financial policy succeeds because you just can't shoot a stack of cash. So let's just put these two side by side, right? On one hand, you've got military force. It attacks the symptoms, the violence. On the other hand, financial policy. It attacks the root cause, the funding. Force can't track bags of cash hidden in the middle of nowhere, but a cashless system, it creates a digital footprint for every single transaction. And the results speak for themselves. Decades of limited success with guns versus proven, dramatic impact in just a few months with a financial strategy.
I mean, think about it. It's really that simple. Security forces cannot track a bundle of cash once it's been handed over. It's anonymous, it's gone. But a digital payment? Every single one leaves a permanent, traceable breadcrumb trail that they can follow. That's the weak point.
Okay, so the problem is clear. The evidence is overwhelming. What do we do about it? Well, there's actually a blueprint for this. There's a clear, actionable plan with 6 key steps to basically starve this criminal economy for good.
First, bring back the full cashless policy. But this time, do it right and make it permanent. Second, create what's called a digital ransom trap to force any payments into official, trackable channels. 3, make it illegal to pay ransoms in cash, not for the victims, but for anyone facilitating it. 4, every financial transaction has to be linked to a verified digital ID. 5, launch a huge public campaign, "Don't pay cash." And 6, give people powerful reasons to become whistleblowers and report illegal cash.
You know, maybe the most powerful part of this whole story is that this solution isn't some abstract idea. It's not a guess. It has already been tested in the real world with real results.
We know exactly what works. We saw it with our own eyes back in 2023. When the cash dried up, the kidnappings just plummeted. The criminal networks were thrown into total chaos. They actually started to panic. So this leaves us with a really unsettling question. If we know what the cure is, if we've literally watched it work with stunning success, then the real question isn't about strategy anymore. It's about political will. The real question is, why are we refusing to use it?
When you boil it all down, the takeaway is this simple and this profound. The solution isn't more guns, it's less cash.